Hey friends, it's Evan back with another video for the CSA. In this video, I'm going to show you all the progress we made for our reforestation goals and explain the process of finding a tree, planting a tree, and maintaining the tree. I learned so much in my time with this project, and I'm so excited to be able to share the information and educate our community so that we can build back our forest and continue to have it thrive for the next decades. So let's get started. For our pilot demonstration, we wanted to plant trees that had already been well established and somewhat mature. We decided to look at blackcap farms here in Onekama, and we also found these trees at Four Seasons Nursery, which is in Traverse City. Both places offer a wide range of tree species, young and old, and we highly recommend checking out both. The staff at these places are experts in all matters relating to plantings, trees, shrubs, and native species. So make sure to ask questions while you're shopping. First, I would like to thank all of the community members that were present on these 2 days while we were planting the trees. In total, we planted 18 containerized trees and shrubs, and without their hard work, it would have taken many, many more days. In order to put the trees in the ground, we first had to prep the areas, which involved digging holes, clearing roots, and adding nutrients to the soil. Here you can see the different types of soils that lie underneath our feet. Well, a lot of it is good and rich. Here you can see how much sand lies beneath the very thin layer of topsoil. And we wanted to add nutrients so that the trees have a higher probability of growth, which involved adding compost, and this is biochar. In short, biochar is a specifically produced type of charcoal that when added to soils increases surface area for roots to grow into and withholds nutrients for decades to come. After digging the holes and adding soil amendment, now is the time to check the height of the hole compared to the container. This can easily be done by laying a shovel flat on both sides of the hole and checking the base of the trunk, and if it lines up perfectly, then it's time to fill in the hole. Before placing the tree into the ground, we found it was important to loosen up the roots that had grown so tightly next to the container. By doing this, we allow for the roots to realize their new home and grow new shoots. When refilling with soils, it's important to make sure that it's all packed into place. Here you can see Maddie using a long shovel to add holes into the ground, which reduces air bubbles and makes sure that there's enough soil in place for the tree to hold on to. This is just another clip showing the final preparations for a tree in the ground, packing the soil in, evening the soil out on top, and making sure that the tree is secure in the ground. Adding mulch to the area is great for moisture retention and keeping the soil stable in place. The final step to our tree planting journey is adding fencing so that animals do not cause harm to the fresh trees. It's also vitally important that the new trees receive enough water so they do not enter a state of shock. The green bag you see there holds many gallons of water and slow releases so that the tree is constantly rehydrated. Here is what it looked like before we worked on this area, and then here you can see the after. We planted witch hazel, pawpaw, ironwood, bladdernut, along with some white cedar. Here on the right we have a blue beech, which is also called musclewood, and on the left a swamp white oak with a bladdernut. This is a tulip poplar, which produces really unique looking leaves and in the spring tulip-like blooms. On the left here is a pin oak, and on the right is a red oak. Both of these will grow really tall in the field, and then this is a bur oak, which is pretty new in migrating to Michigan, but they're favored to do well here. Some young white pines were planted in this area as it's pretty shady and we wanted to see how they do. And then this is just another look at the area I started this part of the video with. Today we are planting these little saplings. So these are about 1 to 2 years old, and we got them from the Benzie Conservation District. They're called bare root saplings, obviously because their roots are bare. And I'll guide you through the process, what we're doing here today. So we're gonna just dump some compost into this slot that we've not dug up, but just made in the earth. We put the roots in very gently so that they can follow gravity and keep going down. And then you want to put the soil right about here, right above where the roots start. And then what we're going to do is just fill this back in. Let the roots grab onto the dirt. Push it down a little bit, and then you just want to pack it in there. Make sure there's no air. And just like that, there's a new tree in the ground. Then we're gonna add this on here for some protection from the deer. So I'm just gonna move this over a bit. This is the tree tube. Put it on, get the tree inside. There we go. Push it down a bit into the ground, and now it has protection from other animals eating its delicious new leaves. Or in this case, needles. And then add the zip tie so that it stays on. That's that.
So here we are on the top of the Crystal Knoll, where over the last couple years we've lost a lot of ash trees as well as some beech, and the woods are getting thinner and thinner. And so we've planted some evergreens, white pine and balsam fir, up here to provide some diversity, some additional cover, but keep it back in the woods and not affect the view.
In this area here, you can see the amount of tree fall on the side, all those sticks. So there's a lot of space for new trees to grow. We planted here mostly cedar because it's right next to the creek that goes along Alden Edwards Ave. The trees we planted will do well in the moist soil, and not all of these will grow to mature trees. When planting these bare root saplings, we walked around the property and investigated for places that could use some new growth. In this area here on Lion Lane, we planted a lot of white pine so that someday this will be a beautiful, resplendent white pine grove. Alongside this video is a writing from me, more of like a personal piece about all that I learned and all that we did in the season of 2021 at the CSA. It is packed with information, and I really hope that you read that and hear the backstory to what you will see on the physical environment of the CSA. Thank you so much for all of the learnings, lessons, and opportunity to help heal the earth and educate a human community as well. I am so grateful for this experience and for enhancing the beauty of the CSA. I really hope that this video will help you plant your own trees on your own property and help in our collective effort to reforest the environment, as we're losing all these beech trees, ash trees, and just dealing with the ecological significance and problems of an old growth forest. It's important that we help along the trees to grow. Please continue to monitor the Forest Care website, as there will be new information posted there throughout the season. Also, I would like to thank Julia, David, and Linda. It was definitely a team effort, and we spent a lot of time researching and delving into the best way to approach a reforestation effort. Yeah, it was such a great journey, and I'm so happy to come out the other side and see all of the great work we did and hopefully inspire generations to continue doing what needs to be done to the forest.